Hey everyone, and welcome to all my fellow residents of Ember Shores 2025. My name is Lillian, and I'm your host of How to Survive Ember Shores. I am so excited for this year's Ember Shores 2025 because Alenium just announced his ticket sales will be going on sale at the end of this week. And let me tell you, oh my goodness, this resort is a huge upgrade from what we had from years 1 through 3. Not only am I excited for the new resort and new location in Mexico, but I am also very excited to give you some special news later this week before the tickets drop. I can't say anything more about that right now, so make sure you follow and subscribe to my page and you'll go ahead and see that upcoming video in the next couple of days. So before I start this episode, I just wanted to say, no, I'm currently not at home. I'm actually out of town for a job for work. I work in production entertainment, so I'm currently out on a show site for this week, and I'm having a lot of fun and learning a lot of things. But on a more serious note, I did want to quickly address the dolphin issue that a few millennials have brought up to my attention. I have not done enough research about this, okay? So I'm not going to dive any deeper into any of this information. If you want to, you can start researching it on your own, but I currently do not have the time right now because I'm juggling work as well as trying to get these videos out for you with as much information about Ember Shores. So I will be doing my own research. I will be doing another episode and a hot take about that whole issue, but for right now, that's all I'm gonna leave it at. Alrighty, so on to episode 2. So this episode, I'm going to talk about almost everything that you will need to know before the tickets go on sale. If I miss anything, please go ahead and leave a comment in the comments. Go ahead and reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'm all over the place. I also have a Discord that I just made, so if you want any of those, please comment and I will go ahead and link you to those resources for you. If you have not received an email to sign up on the Google Forms to sign up for your loyalty access code, make sure you sign up on the Ember Shores website for that presale code. They make sure you use your email address that you have used in the previous years so that they can cross-reference and be able to send you that link. And if you do not receive that link, make sure that you reach out to Ember Shores using their contact information form and let them know that you need a loyalty link to that Google form. Now, I repeat, do not share that link with anyone who has not attended Ember Shores in any of the past years, okay? There's a disclaimer on the Ember Shores form saying that you are not allowed to share that code with anyone or this link, especially for those who have not attended before, because you can jeopardize your chance to get your entry removed, and each person will be getting a unique code. Both the loyalty and presale tickets will drop at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ember Shores 2025 is scheduled from Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 7th. It is an 18+ festival, so if you're not 18, I'm sorry, you'll have to wait till you're 18 to be able to go to this festival. So when you book a standard package, you'll be able to check in at 8 a.m. on Friday, December 5th, and I just want to make a disclaimer that your room may not be ready. I've had this issue in the past. Ember Shores has it on their website, and they want to just make sure that everyone is informed that your room may not be ready as soon as you get there at 8 a.m. But don't be alarmed, you'll still be able to check into the festival and check into your hotel room, and the resort will go ahead and hold your personal belongings so that you can go enjoy the festival grounds. This has happened to me a couple of years, so don't worry, you'll be able to get your rooms. Just make sure that you stay patient, because remember that the night before's checkout is 12 p.m., so they still need to clean the rooms and get people out of the resort so that we can go ahead and take over the rest of the resort for Ember Shores. There is so much to do throughout the weekend that when it comes to Monday, December 8th, if you want to have breakfast before you leave and go to the airport or enjoy the property before you go, make sure that you do so before the checkout time at 12 p.m. Once the checkout time hits, you will not be able to use the resort's amenities unless you are booked for extra days afterwards. My group and many other groups last year learned the hard way, and so don't make the same mistake that we did. Make sure you eat before you go off to the airport before 12 p.m. when you check out. So first up are packages. Ember Shores will be located at the Barcelo Riviera Maya all-inclusive resort. Each tower and room comes with different room amenities and levels of access, so be sure to look into those rooms before you book. Also, make sure when you're checking out on the sale days to please make sure you take your time. Yes, there is a timeout for however long you can hold the tickets in your cart, but take your time because you want to make sure that you're getting the right hotel room, the right package in the correct resort that you want to be staying at. So just move slowly and not too slow, but just make sure that you double, triple check things before you check out. Even though many of these rooms have different amenities, all packages purchased through Ember Shores will include your food, your drinks, all access to the music events, and transportation to and from the hotel as long as you have booked through Ember Shores. The only thing that's not included in your festival package are your flights, so you will have to purchase your flights separately, but I will make a whole other video about that later. Now, if you want to go to Ember Shores, you have to buy a package. You cannot stay at another resort. You have to buy a package through Ember Shores. There are no day passes whatsoever. The first two towers that I'm going to talk about are the Barcelo Caribe and the Barcelo Beach packages that have rooms for up to 3 or 4 people. Now, if your room that you're looking at has a dash in the 4-person slot, that means that that room capacity is only for up to 3 people. You can go ahead and have 1, 2, or 3 people in that room, or 4 people if you are allowed that 4th person. If I'm reading this correctly, residents who book this package will be able to eat anywhere on property except for the main Riviera Tower. They will, however, be able to get drinks at the Riviera pool during the pool stage shows. These festival packages range from $3,500 to $5,900 in total for a total package, or about $1,375 to $1,475 per person, depending on what room and how many people you have in that room. The third tower I'm going to talk about is the Barcelo Riviera package. These rooms have rooms up to 4 people as well. Some of those rooms are only allowed up to 2 people, some with 3, and then of course the 4 people as well. And like I said before, as long as I'm reading this correctly, residents who book at this tower will be able to access and eat in all areas of the Barcelo Tower complex. These packages will range from $4,100 to $6,500 total for the package, or about $1,575 to $2,125 per person. The Riviera Tower is also the only tower that has swim-up pools. All of the packages that are sold are full rooms and have a maximum occupancy. So either 2, 3, or 4, like I said, and the main difference between the rooms will be the type of beds that you have and the amenities, as well as the location and which tower you're in. I'm super stoked that Ember Shores has considered for us to be able to eat in different areas of the resort. I think it's easier since all of these are part of one hotel resort complex instead of 2 different resorts. After you decide on your package, you're going to be clicking on purchase, and there are going to be 3 different payment options when you're checking out. There's a full payment, there's a payment plan, and there's also split with friends. There will be 1 lead booker that controls the entire rooming list, and after purchasing your festival package, only the lead booker will receive a confirmation email with a link to fill out the rooming form to add the other guests to the booking. At that point, you'll be able to add in the rest of their emails and phone numbers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and you will be able to get a confirmation if you are another roommate in that main lead booker's package. I know the majority of people will be coming up to Ember Shores on a budget, so they will be ending up using the payment plan or split with friends. Now, in the past 3 years, I personally have used the payment plan and have collected payments from my roomies, and this has just worked out much easier for me at the time because I didn't have a full room when I was booking my package, and I didn't want to have to deal with the split with friends options because it's a lot easier for me at least. The main thing for me in choosing the payment plan over the split with friends is that with the payment plan, I have control over being able to make sure that I don't default on my payments. If you decide on doing the split with friends, you will have the option to do a full purchase or a payment plan, but I will forewarn you right now that if any one of the people in your split with friends package default on any of their payments, it does jeopardize the rest of anyone in the group to have that room defaulted and for you to not be able to go to Ember Shores. So that's why I personally use the payment plan, because I don't want to jeopardize my chance to be able to go to Ember Shores, and it's just a lot easier for me to collect payments from my friends anyways. Like I said, after you purchase your Ember Shores package, you'll receive a room form for your other roomies. These forms are due Tuesday, October 21st, and if you do not complete these forms before October 21st, there will be a $150 name change fee. If you have a guest name change before that date, you can go ahead and reach out to Ember Shores to change that name, as well as any transfership of your room. You will also have to email Ember Shores directly. The deadline for transferring to a new lead booker is also October 21st. In 2023, I personally did not complete my guest form until almost the date in October. I had some last minute people switching in and out, so I wasn't sure who that last person was going to be. I did actually end up having someone drop out of the room after the name change date, and when we did sell that package or that person's slot in the package, we ended up having the other person pay for that $150 name change fee. There will be free shuttles that are provided within your room package to and from the Cancun airport, specifically the Cancun airport. They will run periodically between Tuesday, December 2nd to Friday, December 5th, and then will continue from Monday, December 8th through December 11th, which is that Thursday. If you purchase any extended nights directly through the resort, Ember Shores cannot guarantee that a shuttle will be available for you before and after the official festival days. So if you do want to make sure that you have a ride back and forth from the airport, make sure that you book your extra days through Ember Shores. I know it's a little bit more, but I'll talk about that next. So the next topic is extra nights before and after the festival. You do not need to purchase these right away. I didn't purchase mine until literally like November in 2023, and I was still fine. Ember Shores does offer directly booking extra days for up to 3 days before and after the festival. Your extra days will be available shortly after you purchase your tickets, but you do not have to purchase these right away. I do know that there's a cutoff date, but I can't remember. Like I said, I purchased my room fairly late in the game in 2023 because I didn't know how many people were going to be staying with me for that extra night. And speaking of that, make sure that when you are doing those extra nights through Ember Shores specifically, if your guests that are staying the extra night or a few extra nights, make sure that they have their names that match the rest of the reservation. If you're trying to pull in 2 people from this room and 2 people from that room and try and have them all stay in one room for those extra days, you're not going to be able to do that because they are sold as separate packages and they have to be able to reference each person for those rooms. I did try this in 2023. I had 3 people in one room, 2 people in another, and 1 more person in another room, and we were going to try and do 2 3-person rooms or whatever that math is. My brain is fried, I'm sorry. And they said that that was not allowed, unfortunately. In my last episode, I had mentioned that the extra nights per person were about $300. I had 3 people in my 1-day extra booking through Ember Shores, and it was about $825 total, so just under $300 per person. My other friends group only had 2 people in the room, and it was about $325 per person, so about $650 total. So I also mentioned that you can book directly through the resort because it is cheaper, but there are some things that you will want to know before you decide on how your group wants to proceed. Okay, so I personally will pay a little bit extra to be able to have the convenience and less stress of not having to check out and then checking back in for those extra days if I were to purchase the resort. That's why I choose to purchase straight through Ember Shores. I know that it's a little bit cheaper going through the resort, so use your best discretion, talk to your roomies, and see what they are able to budget for Ember Shores this year. Now, I have heard about stories from other people saying that they were able to request the same room for the festival when booking through the resort when checking in. But now this is year 4 and we're at a completely different resort, so that could completely change, and they may force you respectfully to check out and then check back into your official Ember Shores room that you purchased through Ember Shores. Now, Ember Shores cannot guarantee that you will be able to get onto their free airport shuttles if you book through the resort for those extra days before and after. I personally will be booking straight through Ember Shores. Like I said, it's a lot less stressful for me and I don't have to think about anything. I'm also going to be coming in a day early so that I can try and make some content to push out to you guys before everyone starts pouring in on Friday. And there are a lot of pros to getting in earlier. So there are faster check-ins, you're gonna get a full night's of sleep before the entire festival goes on, and you'll be able to get to know the festival grounds as well as get easy early access to merch and first dibs on restaurants and spa reservations. I know that everybody is not able to afford those markups on the rooms and will opt to stay at an Airbnb, another hotel, or book directly through that resort. So I know that I'm personally paying for convenience, and my group and I have had that understanding for the past 3 years when we have gone. Now, I want to answer some questions that I've gotten on the various of platforms. The first question is, where are the stages going to be this year? On the Ember Shores websites, it does say that the pool stage will be at the Riviera. It says that in the sense that the guests who are not staying at the Riviera will be able to drink at the Riviera during the pool stage set. The main beach stage and indoor stage have not specifically been announced on the website, but my guess is that it will also be on the Riviera property, because coming from an entertainment production background as a lighting designer and a master electrician, and I host a lot of events, well, me not personally, but my company that I work for hosts a lot of events. When you do an event at a venue, it requires permits. And if you have different venues, it requires a separate permit for each of those venue properties. Now, this is probably why Ember Shores 2023 had to move the pool stage from the Fiesta Americana to the Paradisus, because they couldn't get the correct permitting, or the permitting was way too expensive at that time. That's just a best speculation and a best educated guess coming from a background of entertainment production. I can say I was informed by a fellow millennial member named Jenny on the Ember Shores Let's Get Together chat that she and her husband emailed Ember Shores directly to ask which hotels will have the music/stages, in which they replied that the stages will be at the Riviera. And so thank you again, Jenny, for all of that information. I know there isn't an official stage map yet, but with this email, we can expect that everything from the music to other activities will be at the Riviera property tower. The second question I got is if the listed price included taxes and other fees. Taxes seem to be included, and the only thing that was extra was the service fee. That service fee was about $200 for the package and about $60 for those extra nights. The next question is, how late do activities go? The pool stage runs from about 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. The beach stage runs from 6 p.m. till 12 a.m. and the indoor stage runs from about 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. I could be off by an hour, but that's what I remember from previous years. So there will be most likely other residents who will be hosting after parties after the 3 a.m. sets are done in their own rooms, but these are not associated with Ember Shores Festival, so just be aware of that. Next question I got are, how insulated are the rooms? Quite honestly, I have no idea since this is a new resort, but from my previous experience from years 1 through 3 at the Paradisus, I can tell you that I was in Pyramid 4 the first year at the very end, basically at Pyramid 5, and my room was shaking still before 3 a.m. because of the indoor atrium set. In years 2 and 3, however, I was in the center of Pyramid 3, and holy smokes, yeah, my room was shaking, but I didn't really care because I was going to be up till 3 a.m. anyways. That's only 12 a.m. my time. I'm on the west coast of California, and Cancun is 3 hours ahead, so it didn't really mess with my sleep schedule too much, thankfully. So if you're worried about noise before 3 a.m., I definitely recommend booking a room in the Caribe or the beach areas, because you'll be able to get a better night's sleep in those resort towers, since a lot of the action is going to be happening at the Riviera, even though we don't know exactly where in the Riviera that's going to end up. The fifth question I got was, what are the benefits and downsides to getting the cheaper and cheapest hotel packages? The benefits are that if you want to sleep in or get to sleep early before 3 a.m., the noise levels will be much lower in those areas. The downsides, however, are that there's going to be a lot more walking, because you will, if you need to go back to your room or to go eat. According to Google Maps, it says that it's only a 0.3-mile walk, which is estimated at about 7 minutes. However, realistically, that's going to be like a 15 to 20-minute walk back to your room, and depending on where your room is at in the other towers. So think of it as probably like an hour walk back, do what you need to do in your room, and come back. So just be aware of that, as well as any weird mishaps you might have in between, or meeting new millennial friends. But quite honestly, it really depends on what your preference is. My group and I like being in the main resort for the festival, because we like being close to the action. We don't mind having to pay for a little bit more for the convenience of being able to just go out to the beach or the pool stage, because we like convenience. Taurus here. Next question I got is, if you book through Ember Shores on the layaway plan and something comes up, they asked, can I default on the payment plan and get my money back? The answer is no in the short term. If you want to read on this right here, this is what Ember Shores has posted in the previous year, saying that all ticket plans must be paid in full prior to the event, and if you cancel at any time, there are no refunds for those purchases, unfortunately. If you've never gone to Ember Shores or been out of the country, definitely get your passport. I mentioned that in my previous video. I also have pinned on my TikTok how to get a passport and emergency passports if you decide really late. But quite honestly, like I said in my previous video, with everything that is going on in the United States right now, I would get your passport as soon as possible. The next question was, how quickly does Ember Shores sell out? Quite honestly, it sells out, but it doesn't sell out that quickly. I know in 2023, there were still a few rooms left up through the last couple of months, but those packages were most likely the more expensive packages. If you are purchasing through the loyalty code, you will be able to get your probably first choice. If you are purchasing through the pre-sale signups, you will still have a very good chance of getting your first choice, or definitely your second choice. If you're not able to make the loyalty or pre-sale ticket drop, then during the general sale, you will still be able to buy those tickets. It just may not be your first or second option, but just be aware of that when purchasing your packages. The last thing I want to say before I end this episode is thank you so much for watching till the end. This means so much to me. I only had one day to get this whole thing together, because we know that we had the announcement drop on Monday. It is now Tuesday, and I am recording this video at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time after work, and I'm just so thankful that all of you guys are getting this information and are able to make informed decisions on how to proceed with Ember Shores. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask, whether you type it in the comments, feel free to message me, post something on the Ember Shores Facebook group. I am now a moderator. Thank you to all of the other moderators for including me in the Ember Shores moderator. I will do my best to address all of the questions that you have in a timely manner. And if there are a lot of people who have the same question, I will definitely try and make an episode for that specific question. I'm super active on TikTok and Facebook, and I will be more active on my Discord server. I'm nowhere near as active on Instagram, but I have created an Ember Shores Millennials Discord server that you can join. The server invite does deactivate after 12 hours for some reason, so I'll see if I can get that changed. I honestly don't know how to do it, so if somebody wants to help me out, please shoot me a DM or a comment in the comments. Give me a little tutorial, because I haven't figured it out. I can't figure it out. On this server, I do have a channel where you can go find other millennials to room with. This server is currently still a little bit small, so please go ahead and join in. If you are looking for other resources to find other roomies, definitely join the Facebook group page. You can go ahead and post there, but I want to say something really, really clearly, okay? I cannot guarantee that you will be able to find someone on the Discord server, Facebook group, or anywhere else on the internet who matches your vibes. I also cannot guarantee that you will find safety in finding your roomies. The server channel, the Facebook group, and any other internet platform that you might be using to find other millennial roomies, you need to be aware that these are just resources that we are providing to help you find those roomies. I know that I myself will not be able to find all the scammers, and there may be some that slip through. So if there are scammers or people who don't seem a part of this community, please make sure that you tag them or send me a screenshot, send one of the moderators on the Facebook group chat a message just saying, hey, I think this person is a scam, and we'll go ahead and do a little bit more research in our own time. It's for your safety, okay, everyone? Even the Ember Shores website has said it, and I'm gonna say it as well. For your safety, it's recommended that you already know everybody in your room group personally before adding them into your room, okay? Adding people into your room that you've only met online is generally not a good idea, and I completely agree with them on that. I also would like to add that I cannot and will not take any responsibility and liability for any bad roommate placings or scams that are found through the Facebook Ember Shores group, as well as the Discord server or anywhere else online that you may find your roomies at. I'm only human, so if I do miss something, please make sure you reach out to me. I will do my best in a timely manner to block and kick people out of the Discord server as well as the Facebook group if they are proving that they are scammers or are people who are questionable with red flags. But like I said, I'm only human. Please be kind to one another. Use your best judgment, and always, always, always use goods and services for anyone that you do not know personally or who have not created a friendship with before Ember Shores. Let's keep the plur alive this year. So peace, love, unity, respect, and responsibility. Bye, everyone.